Since my last video, the unboxing video, I have received the ScreenPro screen and I've fitted that to the ceiling. Ready? This is the first test.
Ooh!
This is custom made for me because they do standard sizes, which this is 110 inch, and then they give you only a 40 centimeter drop, which is the top bit. So if you had a normal like kind of height ceiling, it would be okay, but because our ceilings are actually quite high, I said, can you add a more drop so it comes down more?
I see.
It smells like plastic. I'm sweating, it's so humid today. Excuse the faux pas, which I will fill in with and paint it again, but there's a plug socket out there.
Okay, fine.
So I'll hide all that cable behind the thing.
Okay, cool.
And I've also made some shelves to put the projector on. So when I did the unboxing video, I was just projecting onto this white wall, and that wasn't ideal. Obviously that was never going to be the what was intended. I wanted to have the projector screen to improve the image quality, because it's an ALR screen. And so yeah, now I can really see what this projector is capable of. So things have definitely improved, I'd say kind of 20 times over just a painted white wall when I projected it on the white wall whilst I was waiting for the ScreenPro projector screen to arrive. It's much better, and I'm blown away by the image quality. But there is a plan to put some temporary, easily kind of hookable black kind of curtains that I can put around the sides, maybe even the ceiling as well. And then the projector is put here. I thought, oh, maybe I could get a ceiling mount, but actually our ceilings are quite high and the projector would need to come down quite low to miss this kind of hanging chandelier. So I wanted it a bit lower. Also I didn't want it too low because we have a small toddler who would love to just get his hands on that. The remote that comes with a projector looks like this. It's partly lit. When you pick it up, it lights some of the key buttons. And then the remote that comes with a projector screen is this one, which is quite ugly, but it's practical and it works. But you don't need this because they provide, ScreenPro provide, you can't see it, where is it? It's back there. There's a little white box that plugs into the power going into the projector. And when you turn on the projector, so you only need this remote, when you turn it on, the screen will come down automatically at the same time. So a bit of details about the screen and the setup. It's a ScreenPro 3C anti-speckle screen, which they recommend for laser projectors. So this is an ideal projector screen for this projector or any laser projector, and it should reduce some of that laser speckling. It's an ALR screen. It's for long throw projectors, which it's not a short throw projector. It's 110 inches because we are sat roughly 2.9 meters away from the screen. And because of our higher than normal ceilings, and I wanted the screen to come down low enough so that our eye level is roughly 1/3 up from the bottom of the screen, you can set the maximum and minimum drop. So I wanted it to come down. I've measured it to come in front of the curtain and in front of the TV, just in front of it, and I wanted it to stop just here, just above the soundbar. What else is there to say? I think we'll just get cracking on with setting up the projector. Some of my initial impressions on the projector. It's incredibly bright, much brighter than I was expecting. I think I'd seen a lot of other reviewers talk about it, and talking about how they can't capture on their camera how bright it is or how it looks, and I'm realizing actually what they said is very true. As soon as I put the brightness, the setting to dynamic, where it has full control of the brightness up to level 10, I think, and wide open iris, it is almost too much for my cameras to actually capture correctly. It just looks washed out in the images, in the recording, whereas in person it looks amazing and very bright and it really pops. So for the recordings for today's clips, I put it to brightness level 2, and actually in the evenings when it's nice and dark, we keep it on brightness level 2 anyway, with the iris f-stop to level 4, because otherwise it does kind of, it's almost too bright. So for kind of a long watching session. What else? The colours, I wasn't expecting the colours to be so rich and vibrant, and there's a lot of depth from that. I think that with how bright it goes and the contrast is very impressive, and it really does feel like watching my TV. I don't have an OLED TV, but it does feel very much like I'm watching a TV, not a projected image. It almost feels like cheating. So this is the Kickstarter model. So it was heavily discounted to be an early bird backer, and that was a VIP super early bird backer. So I got it at a very good price. And now it's listed at almost 6,000 euros, 5,990, something like that. And they've changed the top end model to the Xgimi Titan Noir Max Ultra. I really don't like all these super duper ultra maximum name conventions that they use. And apparently the only difference is that they've cherry picked like the best TI chips and done some extra calibrations to make it, a very perfect example of what I already have, and you pay kind of almost double the price, over double the price of the Kickstarter version. So I guess that could mean a few things. Either the Kickstarter backers got an amazing deal by having basically the Titan Noir Max Ultra version, but for less than half the price. Or they've realized since starting the Kickstarter campaign that they can make finer adjustments to really put this in the league with the really high-end, super high-end projectors, and that's who they're aiming that at. But I just can't imagine the difference between the Kickstarter version, which is the same internals, same hardware, can be not as good as the Ultra version. But I think that's a way to maybe sell the new version better, that it's different from the cheaper Max variant. Anyway, I'm not bothered now because I have mine, but if you were looking at this now, and you obviously don't have the opportunity for the Kickstarter anymore, so you're looking at the Ultra, the Max Ultra, I don't know, that seems like a huge amount of money, but then maybe you're looking at the kind of ultra high-end, well, not ultra high-end, then you'll be a professional cinema company or something, but around the kind of the JVC 500, 800, 900s and equivalent, kind of around that ballpark, the 5,000, 8,000 ballpark, then this is a contender. But if you were kind of dabbling in possibly getting a projector like I was looking at kind of what's out there, and you could get a very good projector between 15,000 to 2,000 euros, and it seemed like a no-brainer to spend a little bit more to get something that was kind of leagues above those at the time. So I wouldn't be purchasing the Ultra myself. I wouldn't have that kind of money to spend spend on a projector, I would have had to go with their kind of lower spec models, I think, where you don't have quite such high quality lenses, and doesn't reach the same kind of brightness level, like the Xgimi Titan Noir Pro or something like that. I found the projector very versatile. I didn't realise how important that is when you have quite a lot of room variations, and having the kind of the option to optically bring the projection lower, higher, side to side, completely optically without any kind of digital enhancement or alteration is quite incredible. And the zoom range is very flexible. I've also found the projector to be very quiet. I've had it on dynamic range for dynamic mode for a little while, and you could hear just a very slight whisper, but nothing distracting at all. So I'll just show some of the settings that I've got applied at the moment. So image correction wise, I don't have any keystone correction at all. Optical, I'm in the lower half but centered, and it's optical lossless only. No color adaptation. Brightness I have set to 2, iris set to f4, picture mode I'm in filmmaker mode, projector settings, what's it called, professional settings. I've left this as standard. I've got the motion smoothing set to weak, and everything else, dynamic black level off, noise reduction off, super resolution off. I have played around with HDR, particularly for these under the sea images. They look particularly good with HDR turned on. I'm not sure if that comes across. So that's with it on, that's with it off. It just adds a little bit more depth. But I think it is quite maybe on the more aggressive side. I don't know, maybe it's just because I can see the differences side by side. Maybe it's slightly less realistic. But it does, there's no denying it does look really good with it on. But I'll keep it off for the moment.